Hey y'all, welcome to Megan's Wreath Boutique. Thank you for tuning in to watch how I made this Astros wreath. The first thing I'm going to be doing is getting my wreath form ready. And if you'd like a more detailed video on how I do that, I will link it down in the description below. This is just going to be kind of a sped up video of how I do each step when I'm making my wreaths, and I do want to apologize in advance because the angle is kind of off in this video. It's kind of too far zoomed in, so sorry about that. But if you have any questions about what I'm doing, just let me know down in the comments below. Okay, the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm taking 10-inch deco mesh and I'm cutting it into 21-inch strips. And I'm going to use these strips to attach to the wreath form. And for this wreath, I'm using I think people call it the pancake method. You just curl in the ends on both sides of the deco mesh and then just scrunch it down the middle, which kind of gives you a flatter look on the wreath as far as the deco mesh goes. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. I'm just attaching it to the the wreath form right now. And I do start with the outer ring first, and then I go back around to the inner ring. This just helps your deco mesh not get so tangled up or frayed on the end. Whereas if you started on the inner ring, you would kind of mess it up, like going back and forth around the bottom, if that makes any sense. The next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to start adding some of my ribbon to the wreath form, and this is something new that I just started doing. I'm just taking the ribbon and I'm kind of making little loops on the wreath form. I like the way that looks. It kind of looks weird at this angle, but once you see the finished product, it all comes together pretty nicely. And I'm using 2 different ribbons right here, and I'm doing the same thing on the other side. Again, with 2 ribbons, I think I'm going to just do 1 loop here, and then I just cut the end and dovetail it just like I would if I were adding in the regular ribbon strips. So that's what it's going to look like with the sign. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, making sure it looks okay. Next thing I'm doing is I'm cutting my ribbon to fill in the rest of the chenille stems. I cut those at 14 inches and I dovetail the ends. And I do that with each ribbon I used for the bow. So for this one, I think I'm using 4 different ribbons. And then I'll go back through and attach them to each. I'm using 5 different ribbon types, I think. But then I just kind of lay it out to get like a pattern. That way I'm not putting matching ribbons side by side. I try to kind of blend it to make it look like alternating, not just all one pattern. So I just lay it out and then I go back through and I attach it to each chenille stem that's open, and I do snip off the end of the chenille stem after I twist the ribbon on and kind of tuck it in so it's not really showing. And I do leave room for my sign. I do not put ribbon behind my sign. So I'll either twist those chenille stems to where I know where I'm going to be placing my sign, or I clip them off. But I don't bother to put ribbon behind where I'm going to be placing my sign or a bow. Here is the sign, and if you notice, there was 2 little black spots on the back of the sign, and they're like sticky, I think they're zip tie holders, but I've wanted these forever and I've never ordered them. I don't know why. I used to always staple my signs or hot glue them, and I just ordered these and they are amazing. I'll link the the ones that I got from Amazon in the description down below, but they're really easy to use and I definitely recommend them. And I'll also link where I got this super cute Astros sign off of Etsy. So I just attached my sign. Now I'm attaching a little wooden baseball bat that I got from Hobby Lobby. And now I'm going to be making my bow. Again, if you'd like a more detailed video on how I make my bows, because this angle is off, I will link that down in the description below. But I'll stop talking for a minute and just let y'all watch how I make this bow, and then I'll attach it to my wreath form. If you're still watching up to this point, let me know down below in the comments what you're working on. It's June right now when I'm recording this video, and I know some of the wreath creators that I follow have already started on fall or Halloween wreaths. Is that something you're doing, or are you still working on summer wreaths, or just like generic wreaths? Let me know. Alright, I also picked up this little wooden baseball from Hobby Lobby. So again, I stuck one of those little zip tie holders and a Chanel stem through it and attached it to my wreath form. Now I'm going to start filling in with all the picks that I have. I got most of these from Craft Outlet. I'm going to fill in with orange, blue, and white, and then I'm going to go back through and fill in with some greenery here and there. And I've mentioned this in a few of my other videos, but I like to place all my picks into the wreath before I hot glue anything, just to make sure everything is right where I want it and it looks okay. This process does take a little longer because I move things around, just to make sure everything's evenly distributed and just looks cohesive, you know, brings the wreath all together is what I'm trying to accomplish. Okay, here I'm just going to curl up the tails of my bow, and then I like to kind of pull them out towards the side just to decorate or make the bow look a little more fancy, I guess you could say. And this will be the last step, so let me know what you guys think about this wreath. Let me know if you have any questions, and also let me know if you're an Astros fan. Are you from Houston, or where are you from if you're watching this far into the video? Thank you so much for watching, and please make sure you're subscribed, and I hope you have a great day.